Yo, what is up, everybody? Happy Halloween! Today I'm going to be bringing you the Batarian Brawler Vanguard, aka the Batguard. And the weapon I'm going to be recommending for him is going to be the Rigger Carbine with the extended I always say magazine, I mean barrel, and the melee attachment. You could go for the heavy melee attachment too, but I don't know about that. But alright, so let's go ahead and get into the build. I'm gonna have charge with radius. You always want radius, very important. And my number one thing I'm pissed about, is the fact they didn't give him melee synergy. They gave him power synergy and weapon synergy. So I say weapon synergy, and then finally barrier. Now for blade armor, I like melee damage. This is probably one of the best things about him. Damage return, what's great about that, and durability. But what's great about blade armor is the fact that since you're a Vanguard and you're close range so much, you're going to be meleeed a lot. And you'll be able to return some serious damage. Alright, now for Batarian Enforcer, damage and capacity, power damage, and damage and ammo. You could go for reduced weight if you want, or you could put 3 points in the latch. It's really up to you, but without latch being maxed out, I don't think it's very good. Now for fitness, I like durability, martial artists, and I really like the melee synergy. When in doubt, melee. That's very important with this guy. He's like halfway invincible when he does that. Alright, now for the equipment, incinerator rounds 3, strength enhancer 3. No, I am not running grenade capacity. I mean berserker package 5 and cyclonic 3. That was my bad with the grenade capacity. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this gameplay. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and do this. It's going to be on the map Ghost, the Hazard Ghost. Vanguards are amazing on this map because the rain really does not affect them. And it's going to be against Geth, just for the Happy Halloween special. But anyway guys, I did a couple gameplays. I only did 2 gameplays with this guy. And my first one was against Cerberus, and I thought it was probably better, personally. But my problem with that was I actually got grabbed twice, so I decided to just try to redo it and see if I can, because obviously against Geth you can't be grabbed or instant killed. And it turned out pretty good, but I definitely played, I think, a lot better against Cerberus, because there's a couple secrets to this guy. Now the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a lot of melees, just because, well, the melees are, they're badass. He's the fucking Brawler. Brawl your ass to death. And like I said, I mean, he's the Batguard, man. Like, he's freaking Batman, Vanguard, the Batguard. But guys, anyway, like in this game, I'm gonna be doing a lot of heavy melees, and I really kind of don't recommend doing that. I kind of think that the best way to play with him, if you want to play with him and have a lot of fun, he's a very fun Vanguard. Probably not the best Vanguard or anything like that. He's probably not even that good compared to some of the other ones, but he is a lot of fun because he's pretty versatile. You can do a lot of different things with him. Obviously, you can do some melees. You can do your light melee, which is beastly. And the way I recommend to melee with him is not the way I'm going to be doing in this game. It really depends. Like against Geth, yeah, heavy melees are probably almost necessary. Because there's a big secret to the Batarian. Well, I don't know if it's a big secret, but I don't think a lot of people know about it. And what that is that if you guys don't know, you get damage resistance when you do melees. But the Batarian, because of the fact that it takes so long, it takes like 3 seconds to actually charge it up in melee, he gets the most damage resistance of any person in the game. He gets 75% damage resistance. That's crazy. Combine that with the 35%, you're talking about a ridiculous amount of damage protection. He's practically invincible on his own when he's doing a heavy melee. But, and this is a big but, if there is a secret to this, secret to the Batarians in general, you can make these guys invincible, where they will take 0 damage, no matter what hits them at all. And the way you do that is that you use a Sorry Justicar defensive bubble. And if you notice right now, there's actually going to be multiple bubbles because we're going to be running 2 Sorry Justicars, just to kind of demonstrate this as well. I mainly only use that against primes. Obviously, if there's a prime, you'll see it. You know, my teammate will run up, throw out the bubble, and I'll just start beating the crap out of the prime. And the whole time, I'm just playing this giant distraction while my teammates are shooting them, and I'm taking literally no damage. That's exactly what you can do. And because this is the Halloween special, we need to defend the pumpkins, which is just amazing. I love the fact they did that for Halloween and all the cool. I mean, this is really, it was pretty rad that they made the Halloween challenge, and they even went as far to change the objectives to be pumpkins. That's insane. That's so awesome. But like I was saying, the Batarian Brawler is definitely badass. There's a lot of things I really should tell you about and give you some tips. I do recommend the Rear Carbine because it is by far the best gun, I think, for Vanguards. And the way I like to use it is that, obviously, it's just a good high DPS weapon that you can just exploit. Why not? But the way I like to roll is that if there's an enemy without a shield, and I go ahead and I charge into him and knock him down, I'll just shoot him with the Rear Carbine. There's some point to really try to run him in melee. If it has a shield and I charge into it and I just stagger it, which that happens a lot, obviously you'll just stagger the crap out of enemies. If that happens, I mean, look at right here. Like, as long as I'm doing my heavy melee, it's gonna reduce damage so much that I just, man, he's so tanky. That's the thing. That's the secret, is that he's super tanky Vanguard. If you just do some heavy melees, you take so little damage compared to like any other Vanguard in the game, including the Krogan. Like, during that animation, he's way more tanky than even the Krogan. But the problem is that when you come out of the animation, then you're talking about taking some serious damage potentially, because that will happen. I mean, it does a lot. So you got to keep that in mind at all times. You know, you got to time it right almost. Like, just do it when the way it works. Like I said, is when in doubt, heavy melee. It's that simple. That's just the way. That's just every Batarian. If you're gonna die, and you know you're gonna die, like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. Ah! When that happens, say, you know what? Heavy melee time, and you'll be surprised. A lot of times you might live, just because of just the fact that he reduces damage so much. But like I was saying, the way I like to play with him normally is I like to charge in. If I knock him down, I'll just shoot him on the ground with the Rear Carbine. If I stun them, like right here, I'm just gonna do a heavy melee but miss like a jackass, which does happen. But if I do stun them, I normally just do my heavy melee, and then you get like this insane lunge. It really is an insane lunge. But on other factions that don't do so much damage, because like I said, when in doubt, heavy melee. But if you have like full shields and you're really not in danger of dying, the best thing to really do is get a heavy melee kill to get martial artist, and then once you get that, then actually his light melee just kills so much faster, I personally think. It's really a matter of opinion. My biggest problem with him is just the fact that during that animation of the heavy melee, that gives everyone just this perfect opportunity to just jack the kill, which will happen. But I guess it really doesn't matter. It's just a long charge up move. But like I said, it's really good for just doing what a Vanguard is meant to do, which is distracting enemies and being kind of tanky. That's like what Vanguards are designed to do. But it is dangerous, obviously, because you can be stabbed by phantoms, you can be grabbed by brutes, you can be grabbed by banshees, you can be grabbed by the collectors. It is somewhat dangerous, but it is just fun. It's fun as hell, and that's really the point of this game, is to run around and have some fun. And I really do like this Batarian. I knew he was coming out too. A lot of people were trying to speculate. They didn't know which one was actually going to come out. They kept saying, oh, I hope it's the Geth Soldier. Oh, I hope it's the Drell Infiltrator. Oh, I hope it's the Turian Saboteur. And the whole time I was like, oh, dude, it's going to be the Batarian Brawler. And the reason why I knew that was because I knew they were going to come out with a Vanguard. They had to. We have every other class has already had one of the Retaliation DLC characters come out. The Vanguard was the only one that didn't have one yet. And they weren't going to release the Volus, at least I didn't think they were, because of the fact that there's already 2 Voluses. That's like a Volus overdose if they released the Vanguard. So I had a good feeling it was going to be the Batarian Brawler. I predicted it, and I guess I was right. But I mean, it wasn't really that hard to tell. Obviously, next week it's going to potentially be whatever. Probably not an adept, only because there's 2 adepts, and it's it's going to be one of the, more than likely, and it's probably not going to be Vanguard, more than likely it's going to be either Infiltrator or Soldier, who knows, I just don't know, but that's what's up. Okay, so, like I was saying, the way I like to play with them is I charge in, either I'll shoot them with the rear carbine, or I will do my heavy melee, and once I get my heavy melee, I like to normally just do my light melee to just, I don't know, punch and knock the shit out of everybody. And if you have a SMG or a pistol, because you could even strap on the Alphalite pistol, you can do, you can actually do like the uppercut heavy melee, or not heavy melee, light melee, and that is badass. Alright, I think right here you're going to be able to see me not take any damage. Like, literally, as I'm getting shot with the prime, my shield started to regen because I was taking 0 damage, which is just insanity, but it's awesome. Alright, guys, let me think what else. I can't remember. Alright, like I said, he has, obviously, he has, like, the ridiculous damage resistance. His melees are fun as hell to do. Rear carbine is a great weapon for him. I forgot where my other point about him was. I had another really good point, but hey, whatever. I'll probably remember by the end of this commentary. Alright, so this is going to be wave 6, and we're going to get some objectives. We gotta go and hack the pumpkins, which is awesome. Like I said, I really love the fact they did that this for this challenge weekend. Well, it wasn't challenge. It's just, honestly, it's not even the challenge weekend because this is just for the title. I was really surprised they came out with the title. Oh yeah, here's something else. Like I said earlier about the Batarian, one of the best things about him is just the fact that he does have plate armor. I've never been a big fan of blade armor, but I do really like it on this Vanguard just because of the fact that when you're using the blade armor, it's just so good. I mean, like, you're charging in, and so many things will melee you. Obviously, phantoms, dragoons, primes, just Geth in general. A lot of the collectors, a lot of things melee. Everything melee, pretty much will. A lot of things will melee you. Consistently, and because of the fact that you're going to return the damage, it just is really nice. I mean, look right there. When in doubt, heavy melee. But I got my face wrecked. You know, that was the problem with this gameplay compared to the other one. The other one I didn't even die, but I did get grabbed, so I guess technically I died. But in this one I do die like twice, just because like these fucking Geth, they stun lock you so much that no matter really what you do, I mean, you can eat a ton of damage, but you have that, you always have that risk of just getting wrecked, and it just, that's what can happen like all the time. Okay, I finally remembered what I was going to tell you about, which is really crazy to me that they even did this. I can't believe they did this. Okay, so for the Vanguard, the Batarian for the Batguard, and now and also you're going to be able to do this with Adept as well, because the Adept's going to have Lash as well. I have a feeling that they put Lash on them because of the fact that Batarians are slavers, and obviously Lash is kind of like a slaver move. You know, hey, get over here! Rah! That's kind of, I would think that's where they were going with it. But just the fact they put Lash on them was crazy, because there's a really, I think it's a well-known glitch. Maybe some of you guys won't know it, but the glitch is, what the glitch is that if, it always was for the Batarians, if your teammates were to use Lash and pull the enemy really far away from you, because of his extreme demon lunge abilities that he gets, you can actually go flying across the map to catch up. So it was like a kind of a somewhat of a technique. It was pretty rare to happen because a lot of people never ever played the Cerberus guys forever until recently, where you see the Adepts somewhat now, but you don't. You used to really not see them too much. But if someone was to Lash, yeah, if you did your heavy melee on that enemy, you were able to go flying across the map, which is exactly what you're going to be able to do with this guy. You can actually do that. Now, that's more or less just a fun thing to do. Like I said, it all comes back down to the fact that this Vanguard is just a lot of fun. That's something that would be really fun to do. But would it be really practical? I don't think so, only because I just don't like Lash. It's one of those moves that I can never really get into. And because of that, yeah, I don't really, I didn't even want to put it on this build at all, and I wouldn't recommend it, but it is something, like I said, you can do if you want, and it's real simple to do. All it would probably take is to lash and heavy melee that same target. If you do that, like, you'll literally go flying. Wherever that target goes flying because of lash, you'll go right after them. So that's as simple as it will be. I don't think they ever fixed that glitch. They may have fixed it. Maybe they did. I don't really know. But if they didn't, oh man, you're talking about some ridiculous shit with him. But I have to give you a warning. What I would think is, if you're gonna be doing that for fun, like, hey, I'm gonna go try that, I'm gonna go put lash on this guy, then I'm gonna go and lash an enemy, and I'm gonna heavy melee him to go flying across the map. If you're gonna do that, then people you're playing with, if they don't know that's just a glitch, they might literally think you are modding or something, and maybe even report you for cheating, because it's like, just imagine seeing someone like flying across the map like the whole game. Because, like I said, it was really rare to ever see that before, only because it took a Batarian melee, which you don't really see too many Batarian melee builds out there. Maybe the Sentinel, but not really the Soldier. The Soldier's always was more or less kind of a, I'm going to use the Inferno nades with the Ballistic Blade and Shotgun and just do that. That's what a lot of people always did with the Soldier. But you would have to pretty much, it used to be that it would just take a Batarian melee and a guy using the Cerberus, which was pretty rare. I mean, that normally, rarely, I would imagine, rarely happened. But now that this guy has the combination himself, yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I don't think they would have, done that on purpose. I really don't. Anyway, though, like I said, overall, though, this guy is a lot of fun. I would recommend playing with him just because one of the things I really like about him, too, my favorite thing, is just the fact that this is a Vanguard now that I can run a shotgun like the Reager Carbine on, and then I can put Strength Enhancer 3. I mean, obviously, you can do the same thing with the Krogan if you want, but I can put Strength Enhancer 3 on him and use up that equipment instead of using a shotgun rail amp and still have like a lot of success. I mean, just from the weapon synergy they put on them, that kind of makes up for the amp. And then if you just kind of run around and melee with them, it's fun and it's pretty effective against most factions. So I mean, that's just the thing. That's what I would say personally. That's my main thing I like about him, honestly. It's just the fact that I don't have to use shotgun amps, which is like the one thing I hate about most Vanguards. I normally like to run a shotgun, but then I have to use a fucking shotgun amp, and I don't have any shotgun amps. So, like I said, he's a lot of fun, and I would recommend him. There's a lot of cool combos you can do with him. That's probably the one thing that also makes him really cool. It's just the fact that you can do melees, you can charge. I mean, I knew that this guy was going to be one of my favorite ones. Not saying he is like, oh, he's so good, it's my favorite. I knew he was going to be my favorite because I knew he was going to be fun. Because Batarian melee is the strongest melee in the game. If you guys don't know that, it is the strongest melee in the game. So having that with the combination of charge is just such a good thing. That was always one of my problems I had with the old Batarians, was just the fact that, well, maybe the Sentinel, but not the Soldier, and the Soldier was definitely my favorite one. But the biggest problem I always found with those Batarians was just the fact that if you were going to use them, you had to always keep if you're going to do a melee, you want a move that will pretty much guarantee you a stun. Because against like a Phantom, for example, if you charge a Phantom, you'll stagger them, you'll do your heavy melee, and then you'll literally kill them like before they really even get the opportunity to like counter you or to hit you. Sometimes they may hit you, but as long as you just keep in that format of charge, heavy melee, Phantom, you'll kill them every time. It's a very easy kill. I tend to when I'm making a build, I tend to always think about different ways of killing Phantoms. I don't know why that is. I think because to me, I think Phantoms are, out of every enemy, the one that is so unique that you almost need to think about that. Like, oh, I need a way to kill phantoms because if I play platinum or if I play Cerberus for some reason. If you don't have a very effective way of killing phantoms, then you're gonna well, unless you never play Cerberus, then you might have some trouble, because phantoms are definitely that one enemy to me that is just super unique. I think that obviously banshees are pretty unique too, but they're simple kills. Like, oh, shoot it, there you go, and it dies. For phantoms, it's like, yeah, you can shoot it, but it's so much easier if you have some type of power to stun it or something, because it goes dodges, it goes invisible. It's a very unique enemy in the game. For most other enemies are just pretty straightforward. So when I'm thinking about build, I'm always thinking of that, and that was the thing that made me the most appealing part of the Batarian, was just the fact that he's gonna have charge. I think the Volus Vanguard is gonna be really good too, to be honest. I haven't talked about that yet. You guys know that I really don't like the Volus Adept, but I think the Volus Vanguard is gonna be super good, and he will be really tanky. He'll be like the best person in the game for like regenerating shields. Just because all it would take is you charge in, you stun the enemy, you shoot it with maybe a Rieger Carbine. I guess the best Vanguard gun anyway. You shoot it with that Rieger Carbine, and then if you are taking some damage, well, you go ahead and you shield boost. And with the orbs, I would just probably go for just a power regeneration. So his charge would probably come back super quick, his shield boost would come back super quick, and he would just be really good at not dying. And just like with Shockwave, the more you can stun the enemies, stunning enemies really does increase your survivability. It really does. You charge into a group and you stun them all, well, you're gonna have like a decent time of them not shooting you. And if they're not shooting you, they're not gonna be doing much damage, so that really helps you with trying to be tanky. Like, that's the way that the other Vanguards are kind of tanky, although they're really weak in general. Where this guy, and the reason why I mean, look at that lunge, oh my god. But the reason why I recommend the durability in the first slot and not the just pure melee, is just, well, think of it like this. With just that durability in that first Evolution 4, yeah, you're talking about like some serious, he's like a Krogan. He's like literally a Krogan melee build. But Krogan melee build, that's probably better, but I don't know. I don't really know. Personally, I think that this guy, I don't know. I would say Krogan's better. Krogan's probably still always going to be best Vanguard in this game. Just overall, he's good at like everything, and he does his job well. This guy is decent as well, but Vanguards, they need to be somewhat beefy. Like, that's one of the problems that you're going to always face with a Vanguard. If they're not beefy, then there's an issue. Where this guy is definitely beefy. He has a lot of things going for him, and he's fun as hell. So that's the thing. Alright guys, I really hope everyone has a happy Halloween. Obviously this is a Halloween commentary, so in the future if you're watching this, just remember that. If you're like, why is he talking about Halloween? Yeah, it's a Halloween commentary, so I hope you guys have a happy Halloween. Be safe out there, that's for sure. And also, I just want to say I might not have a video up tomorrow because tomorrow is actually my birthday. So, yeah, buddy, I'm born on All Saints Day because I'm a saint, motherfucker. But, yeah, so I don't know if you guys want to just say happy birthday to me. That would be cool. I would appreciate that. But yeah, alright, so this is going to be the extraction wave. I still have a shit ton of rockets. I'm going to go ahead and run over here and shoot one just to get that final kill streak. Why the fuck not? And yeah, we got 2 minutes of just being a beast. Now, one thing I didn't talk about was the challenge in general, which is kind of pointless because I think it's only today. So if you weren't able to play today, then you probably wouldn't be able to get it. But I'll talk a little bit about it just because this is the Halloween special, why not? But anyway, the challenge is really easy. Super, anyone should be able to do it. All you gotta do is play on this map, this ghost map. There's a ghost busting challenge, there's and the other one is just like zombie killing or something, I don't remember the name. But you have to kill like abominations and husk, and then the final one is monster killing, where you have to kill like brutes, banshees, Batarians. I attempted it, guys. Batarians. I think that's the way you say that, collector boss. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's it. And then the other one is Scions. You can kill them. Also today there was a buff on. I forgot to bring this up as well. There was a buff. Not buff. There was a debuff on collectors. The Scions do less damage now, which is really nice because the Scions they're so annoying. And I'm glad they decided to lower their damage a little bit, just because like that's the worst thing about them. I don't care about the grenades. I just always hated getting shot by them. That was like so stupid when they do that. Alright guys, anyway, like I said, I really hope you enjoy this. Make sure you have a happy Halloween and all that kind of good stuff, and be safe, and like always, have a nice day.